Since the calendar flipped to December 1st, the Houston Rockets are 9-9 in their last 18 games. Over the last 5 games, the last 4 or 5, and there could be some concerns out there from fans wondering, is Houston not as good as we think? Now, when you look at the last 5 games, Sengun went out against Dallas, and I watched that game, and we'll get into what I think they could improve upon. But anytime a team is going through a struggle or a slump, this is normal because what normally happens is there's an injury to a key rotational piece, such as Sangoon, who was out for a couple games. Players are in slumps, like Jabari Smith Jr. has been shooting really bad from the field and from three. He's going to start knocking down his threes again, and he'll get back to normal. You have Aaron Holiday not shooting well, and eventually those things will correct itself. I don't think that's going to continue. And for Houston, it's just a bad part of the regular season. You look at the past NBA champions, for instance, the 2021 Milwaukee Bucks, they lost 4 in a row during the regular season. The Warriors in 2022 lost 5 in a row. The 2023 Denver Nuggets lost 4 in a row. The Boston Celtics in 2024 lost to Denver both times, and people wondered, well, they're not going to win the championship if they can't beat Denver. And they didn't end up facing Denver in the NBA Finals. And folks are also wondering, are the Celtics going to choke again? Now, let's just look at the positives for Houston right now. They're still the number one rebounding team in the NBA. That is not going to change. They've got the depth at the front court position, and I think that will continue to be one of their strengths. Defensively, I think they're going to be fine. They've got plenty of depth at the wing position with DFS, Kevin Durant, and Jabari Smith. It's going to be okay. Now, what I would like to see for Houston, and this is my personal opinion, when I was watching them against Dallas, and I know Sengun went down, there was a lot of isolation basketball. And I'm not against playing one-on-one if you can get a bucket and be efficient from the field, like a Kevin Durant or a Men Thompson getting to the basket. The thing is this, I believe what would benefit Houston, in my personal opinion, is going out and getting a point guard who can play make and just take that pressure off of Sangoon so he can focus on scoring at times instead of trying to facilitate for the offense. I'm not saying they got to get this all-world point guard. I don't think they need to do that. Just improve around the margins. Somebody who can get out there and average 5 to 7 assists, shoot 37% from three, and be a serviceable point guard who can guard in space. Doesn't have to be perfect at that because you're not getting all this in a trade, right, for one player. But I do believe Houston would benefit if they can get another playmaker on this roster because you look at the roster up and down, and they've got plenty of talent. You know, Capella, Adams, Kevin Durant, Tari Eason, who got hurt. So when Sangoon came back, he got hurt. That doesn't help their depth. Josh Okogie, Jeff Green, Aaron Holiday, Reed Shepard, Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson. I think there's some redundancy at the forward position. I do believe it would benefit Houston if they go out there and get a point guard who can just help Kevin Durant and Sangoon some more. Look, Sangoon's averaging over 6 assists a night, and that's great. But I do believe if you can just get another point guard who can handle the ball, and obviously Van Fleet would have been able to fill this role, but he got hurt. It would go a long way. Reed Shepard, he's been good in spots. He shoots well from three, but he's not, your natural playmaker. He's more like a combo guard. So there's some redundancy on this roster, and they've got some capital they can move off of. You don't have to do much here, in my opinion. I think you look at the roster up and down. This is a championship contender team. They're just going through it right now. Every team goes through adversity in the regular season. It's going to happen. And you look at the losses to the Blazers. Sengun didn't play in a few of those games. And then, Tari Eason, he goes down with an injury. It's just a rough patch for the Rockets. And I do expect them to pick it up. I really do. I don't think this is going to keep going on as the season progresses. And you look at the schedule coming up. It's a big stretch for them. They got Chicago at home. And if you're going to, get back on track, obviously win tonight and get a statement win. When that you just wipe Chicago off the floor. Then you got OKC on Thursday and Minnesota on Friday. If you want to really get yourself back on track where you're trying to pursue a championship, win both those games. Because what that would say to the team is, look, we had a recent struggle. Now we have bounced back and we're going after a championship. You got New Orleans after that and San Antonio. If they can go 5-0 in their homestand, that would be awesome. 4-1, probably more realistic. All that being said, I would like them to win at least 2 of the 3 games against OKC, Minnesota, and San Antonio. Beat Chicago, New Orleans. Don't mess around with those games. Blow them out. Handle your business. If you win all 5, that would be awesome. Now, they're going to be on TV for 3 of the games, obviously OKC, Minnesota, and San Antonio, so people will be watching them. And I'll be tuning in as well. But I'm not going to panic about this team. It's a long season. And I know people are saying, oh, the Suns are in front of them. It looks like the trade worked out. let's slow down. We are what, 37 games in and almost 40. So we're almost at the halfway point. Houston will be okay. I just think what's going to be smart for the front office is to consider adding another ball handler who can facilitate for the Rockets. Because if you put all that pressure on Sengun, I just think that could be too much. And I'm not saying he can't handle it, but if he can just take some of that off his plate, even for like 10 minutes a night, that will go a long way. And it gives you more versatility on offense. Instead of taking Sengun out the game, now you have just guys who can score in isolation situations. But when it comes to playmaking, not one of their strengths. I mean, Amen Thompson, he's averaging 5 assists a night, which is nice, but he should focus more on scoring the basketball. Kevin Durant, almost 5 assists a night. That's great, but their strengths is getting to the basket and getting buckets. So I just think another ball handler just to take some of that off their plate, set those guys up for success would really help the offense. Now, again, their offensive rating, I think, is fourth in the NBA at 119.8. So that's still really good. I just believe in the playoffs, things slow down, right? Teams are going to scout and set up a game plan. And I just believe another playmaker will really do this offense a lot of good when we get to the playoffs. But yeah, they're not too far off. I do expect them to pick it up and start playing good basketball again. Every team goes through a slump. I mean, heck, the Lakers lost to the Sacramento Kings yesterday. Like, it's just a weird thing to see happen. I just think the Houston Rockets, when they play teams under 500, they need to just stomp on them and not keep those games close and play with more passion and more energy. And that just starts with Ime Udoka, just getting his guys to buy in. And right now, you look at the Rockets, they're only 2 games behind Minnesota for the 4th seed. So they're not far off. I just think they're going through a bad stretch, and you had some injuries, and guys are just not playing well. And I expect that to start turning around very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and my thoughts on the Houston Rockets. Are you worried about them right now? Do you think they're going to start picking it back up? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.